Ms Lennon.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, and thank you to Claire Baker for securing this important debate, and to all colleagues for their contributions today, particularly to Tess White and Michelle Thompson, who have actively worked on a cross-party basis to combat violence against women and girls, a subject that is close to my own heart, but I know is important to all of us. I want to add my voice to the debate today to support calls for the creation of a standalone offence of non-fatal strangulation. We cannot ignore the growing trend of sexual strangulation that is being normalised to a large extent by pornography and harmful so-called influencers who are really taking us backwards in so many respects in society. And we cannot ignore this because of the link between intimate partner homicides and non-fatal strangulation. We need action to reduce this violence, to prevent harm, and, as we've heard powerfully from so many colleagues today, to save lives. We stand here today with more research and more knowledge than ever before. Thankfully, this research that others have touched on covers multiple jurisdictions internationally, so we're not just looking at a Scottish or a UK context. Like colleagues, I want to pay tribute to Fiona Drury, who courageously is with us today in the gallery, and to pay tribute to Emily Test for the fantastic work across the spectrum of gender-based violence that we must tackle. And I say that not just as a politician, but also as a mother who now can sleep a little bit better at night knowing that my daughter is studying in an institution that is fully signed up to the Emily Test Charter. When Fiona and I met to discuss this work at South Lanarkshire College, again another institution that is in my parliamentary region, it just gives that extra bit of peace of mind that there is that discussion happening in our colleges or universities, but we need to do much more. And I think we all recognise that it isn't down to one minister or one department or one agency. Just like we're showing cross-party working in here today, this needs to be a partnership-wide approach. I won't talk about the really worrying statistics because I think they've been covered, although really alarmed to read the Institute for Addressing Strangulation report that it's the age of 18 to 20 is the most common age where respondents report first starting to strangle others or to be strangled. What I did notice in preparing for today is that just in December of 2025, there was a big conference in Lancashire. Ministers may know about it, but that brought together key stakeholders to really shine a spotlight on non-fatal strangulation. And if you don't know about it, Ministers, it's maybe something to look at. It'd be good to see something similar happen in Scotland, if nothing like that is already planned, and what are the public health messages that we can get out there. The mission of Emily Test is to ensure that no other student ends up in Emily's shoes, and that sits in my heart today as we, I think, bring our remarks to a close before we hear from the Minister, that yes, we can look at the data, we can look at the legal arguments, but we know that it's these human stories that really do have impact and change behaviours. So I hope by speaking today that I put on record my support for the motion that went to public petitions, the motion today, and that we can all work together to work with the Scottish Government to get the change that we all want to see. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms Lennon. And I now